Just about 2 weeks ago, on the 23rd of May, was the Pentecost Sunday. Pastor Brian gave his sermon on the Feast of Weeks. Now, this Feast of Weeks corresponds to the day of Pentecost in the book of Acts, chapter 2, verses 1 to 6. Now, the followers of Christ at the time of Acts experienced an outpouring of the Holy Spirit, both the Jews and the Gentiles. In John chapter 16, verse 5 to 15, Jesus told his disciples he was going to leave them soon to be crucified for the sins of the world. But he promised them a helper, the Spirit of truth that would convict the world of sin and of righteousness and of judgment, and more importantly, guide them into all truth. He will tell them things that is to come through the spirit of prophecy.
Let us read verses 14 and 15. He will glorify me, for he will take of what is mine and declare it to you. All things the Father has are mine. There I said that I will take what is mine and declare it to you. What is this that is mine in verse 14 that will be given to us? In Luke chapter 4, verses 18 to 19, in his sitting at the Nazareth synagogue, Jesus read the book of Isaiah to tell listeners this: "The Spirit of the Lord is on me, because he has anointed me to preach good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim liberty to the captives and recovery of the sight to the blind, to release the oppressed, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor."
So when we receive the Holy Spirit, we receive the Spirit of the Lord, gifts of the Spirit, so that we can respond to the call of Christ, the Great Commission. So what are the gifts of the Spirit? It is not the fruit of the Spirit, which is a manifestation of our internal condition into behaviors or state of being, such as love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness and self-control. The gift of the Spirit, written in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, 1 to 11, are sovereign gifts, heavenly powers that are entirely up to God to decide whether to release to us or not from time to time. Now, there are spiritual tools, if you like, that we can tap on from the Holy Spirit in different circumstances that we are in, that we might be able to use it most when we most need it. Like, for example, when someone is sick, we ask for the spirit of healing or knowledge to understand the cause of the illness, or we ask for the spirit of faith so that we can have the kind of faith that produces miracles.
So a quick recap. The gifts of the Spirit mentioned by Paul in 1 Corinthians 12, they are the gifts of wisdom, knowledge, faith, healing, miracles, prophecy, discerning, speaking in tongues, and also the interpretation of tongues. Here are some practical tips. We know that recently there has been a re-escalation of heavy fighting between Israel and Gaza. Now, I'm not going to get into the politics of it here, but more from an engineering perspective. I was a practicing engineer, as some of you may know, and one of the things we look for to improve our designs is data, real data. So when I saw the rockets being fired at Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, and so the Iron Dome came to action to defend Israel, there were many hits and misses, and lives sadly were lost.
I believe the designers of the Iron Dome, in engaging the real targets, they are actually collecting data as well. So from there, they can improve the accuracy and the overall capability of the Iron Dome.
Same with the gift of Spirit. Imagine when we engage in issues and problems coming from helping the poor, the captives, sick, and oppressed. We collect data and turn them into knowledge and understanding, and we learn about how to use and apply the gifts of the Spirit better as we go.
So don't shy away from doing good, helping people, preaching the gospel. You already have the gifts. All we need to do is to engage in activities that help us grow deeper in the understanding and closer to the heart of God, so that with the help of the Holy Spirit, we can play a part in our call to fulfill the Great Commission. Bless you.